Texas just made a shocking move that every H-1B visa holder needs to know about right now. 27 visa scams have been exposed, and the consequences are bigger than you think. If you're planning to work in America or you're already here on H-1B, this video could change everything. Stay until the end. Your future might depend on it. Welcome back to Immigration Fresh Updates, where we bring you the latest breaking news on U.S. immigration. Today we're covering something serious. Texas has temporarily paused certain H-1B visa processing, and federal authorities just exposed 27 major visa scams that have been operating across the country. This isn't just about one state or one fraud case. This affects thousands of immigrants, students, and workers. In this video, I'll explain exactly what happened, why Texas took this action, what these scams were, how to protect yourself, and most importantly, what you should do next if you're on H-1B or planning to apply. This is information you can't afford to miss. Let's dive in. So let's start with the breaking news. Texas has paused the processing of certain H-1B visa applications, and this move sent shockwaves through the immigrant community. But before you panic, let me explain what this really means. This isn't a blanket ban. Texas hasn't stopped all H-1B visas. What happened is that state labor authorities discovered irregularities in several employer petitions. They found companies filing fake job offers, inflating salaries, and submitting fraudulent documentation. To protect genuine workers and maintain the integrity of the system, Texas decided to pause and review applications from suspicious employers. Now, if you're working with a legitimate company, this won't affect you as much. But if your employer has been flagged or you're working with a staffing agency that's under investigation, you need to pay close attention. Here's the bigger picture. Texas is one of the top states for H-1B employment, especially in tech hubs like Austin, Dallas, and Houston. When Texas tightens the rules, it impacts thousands of workers. But this is also a sign that the government is serious about cracking down on fraud. And that brings us to the second part of this story, the 27 visa scams that just got exposed. If you're watching from India, the Philippines, Nigeria, or anywhere else dreaming of working in the U.S., keep watching. This affects you too. Federal investigators just uncovered 27 visa scam operations, and what they found is disturbing. These weren't small-time fraudsters. These were organized networks running fake companies, selling job offers, and charging desperate immigrants tens of thousands of dollars for visa sponsorships that never existed. Here's how the scams worked. Fraudulent consulting firms would promise H-1B sponsorship. They'd create fake job postings, fabricate employment letters, and even set up shell companies with no real business operations. Immigrants would pay fees, sometimes $20,000, $30,000, even $50,000, believing they were securing their future in America. But once the money was paid, the sponsorship never came. Or worse, the visa got approved based on fraud, and later the worker faced deportation and a lifetime ban. Some of these scams targeted students on OPT. Others targeted workers already in the U.S. trying to extend their status. The scammers knew exactly how to exploit fear and hope. They promised green cards, permanent jobs, and security. What they delivered was heartbreak and legal trouble. The good news? Authorities are shutting these operations down. Arrests have been made. Victims are being identified. But the damage is done for many families. And this is why you must be extremely careful about who you trust with your immigration future. If anyone promises you guaranteed H-1B sponsorship for a fee, run. That's a red flag. You might be wondering, why now? Why is all this happening at the same time? The answer is simple. The U.S. government is under massive pressure to reform the H-1B visa program. There have been complaints for years about fraud, abuse, and employers exploiting foreign workers. Politicians, labor unions, and advocacy groups have been pushing for stricter enforcement. And now, with immigration being a hot political issue, federal and state authorities are cracking down harder than ever. Texas isn't acting alone. Other states like California, New York, and New Jersey are also increasing scrutiny on visa applications. The Department of Labor and USCIS are conducting more audits, more site visits, and more investigations. This is part of a broader effort to clean up the system and make sure that H-1B visas go to legitimate workers with real jobs and fair wages. But here's what this means for you. If you're doing everything correctly, if you have a real job offer, a legitimate employer, and all your paperwork is honest, you'll be fine. In fact, this crackdown helps you because it reduces competition from fraudsters. However, if you're working with a shady staffing company, if your employer is bending the rules, or if someone promised you shortcuts, you're at risk. Now is the time to review your situation, consult with a licensed immigration attorney, and make sure everything is in order. Your dream of working in America is too important to gamble with. Let's talk about protection. How do you make sure you don't become a victim of visa fraud? First, only work with licensed immigration attorneys or accredited representatives. Not consultants, not friends of friends, not people who promise guaranteed results. Real immigration lawyers are registered with the state bar and have verifiable credentials. Check their license online before you pay a single dollar. Second, never pay large upfront fees for visa sponsorship. Legitimate employers cover the costs of H-1B petitions. If someone is asking you to pay $10,000, $20,000, or $30,000 for sponsorship, that's a scam. Real companies invest in their employees. They don't charge them. Third, research the company that's sponsoring you. Look them up on LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and the Department of Labor's website. Check if they have real employees, real offices, and a real business. If the company only exists on paper, that's a red flag. Fourth, don't trust anyone who guarantees a visa approval. Immigration is a legal process with no guarantees. Anyone who promises you certainty is lying. Fifth, if something feels wrong, trust your instincts. If a deal sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And finally, if you've been scammed or you suspect fraud, report it. Contact USCIS, the FBI, or the Federal Trade Commission. You might feel embarrassed or scared, but reporting fraud helps protect others and could help your own case. Your future is worth protecting. Don't let anyone take advantage of your dreams. So what happens next? What should you expect in the coming weeks and months? First, expect more scrutiny. If you're applying for H-1B, be prepared for longer processing times, more requests for evidence, and more detailed audits. USCIS is reviewing cases more carefully, and that means patience is key. Second, expect more enforcement actions. Federal authorities are going to continue shutting down fraudulent companies. If your employer gets flagged, you might receive a notice or a request for additional documentation. Respond quickly and honestly. Third, expect policy changes. There's talk in Congress about reforming the H-1B lottery system, increasing wages, and adding new requirements. These changes could make it harder for some people, but fairer for others. Stay informed and be ready to adapt. Fourth, expect more awareness. The immigrant community is waking up to these scams, and more people are speaking out. Social media, forums, and support groups are sharing information and warning others. Use these resources wisely. And finally, expect hope. Yes, there's chaos right now. Yes, there's uncertainty. But the U.S. still needs skilled workers. Companies still need talent. And if you're qualified, honest, and persistent, your chance will come. Don't let fear paralyze you. Don't let fraud discourage you. Stay focused, stay informed, and keep moving forward. The right opportunity is out there. You just need to find it the right way. I know this news is overwhelming. I know some of you watching this video are worried. Maybe you're already on H-1B and you're wondering if you're safe. Maybe you're a student about to graduate and you're scared about your future. Maybe you've already been scammed and you don't know what to do. Let me tell you something important. You are not alone. Thousands of people just like you are navigating this system every single day. Many of them succeed. Many of them build beautiful lives in America. Yes, the road is difficult. Yes, there are obstacles. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. The fact that the government is cracking down on fraud is actually good news. It means the system is being cleaned up. It means honest workers have a better chance. It means your hard work and integrity will be valued more than ever. So take a deep breath. Do your research. Surround yourself with trustworthy people. Invest in good legal advice. And most importantly, believe in yourself and your dreams. America was built by immigrants. People who took risks, who worked hard, who refused to give up. You are part of that legacy. Your journey matters. Your story matters. Don't let one news story or one setback define your future. You have the power to create the life you want. You just have to stay smart, stay strong, and stay hopeful. Now, I want to give you some perspective. If the H-1B process feels too risky or too difficult right now, remember, America isn't the only option. Countries like Canada, Australia, Germany, and the UK are actively welcoming skilled workers. Canada has express entry with clear pathways to permanent residence. Australia has skilled migration programs with points-based systems. Germany is opening doors for tech workers and engineers with simplified visa processes. The UK has a graduate route and skilled worker visas with competitive salaries. These countries offer stability, transparency, and often faster pathways to citizenship than the US. And the best part? Many of them have less fraud because their systems are more regulated and easier to navigate. I'm not saying give up on America, but I am saying keep your options open. Research multiple countries. Apply to multiple opportunities. Build a backup plan. Your goal is to build a successful career and a secure future, not to limit yourself to one country. If America works out, great. If not, you have other doors to walk through. The world is big. Opportunities are everywhere, and your skills are valuable no matter where you go. So stay flexible, stay informed, and keep pushing forward. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me, where are you watching from? Are you on H-1B? Are you a student? Let's build a supportive community together. Thank you so much for watching Immigration Fresh Updates. If this video helped you, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more breaking immigration news. Share this video with anyone who needs to hear it. Your friends, your family, your co-workers. Together we can protect each other from scams and build a stronger, smarter immigrant community. Stay safe, stay informed, and never stop believing in your dreams. Which country would you choose for your future? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next video.